Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is LB the Realist, and this is Surrealistic Studios. Once again, I'm your friendly neighborhood security guard. This is real progressive. And I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss off a few people. I mean, let me just go ahead and just piss off everybody. Let me just piss off Can I piss off you guys? Can I piss you guys off? Can I piss you guys off, please? Just let me do it. Because why? Because it's healthy. It's healthy to piss each other off in constructive ways. They call it constructive criticism. Now, recently, Tim Black put out a video in which he kind of went off. He just went off. He was just all out, passionate, yelling at the camera, you know, letting his opinions be known. You know, he let it be known what it is. And I totally respect it. I respect Tim Black. I love Tim Black. And with all that being said, I would never try to, you know, tell him what he can and can't do or what he can and can't feel, you know. But like I said, with all that being said, I just want to say that, you know, I was a little bit disappointed when he decided to cut ties with Jamarl. For the reason in that when Jamarl said that his response about Caitlin Johnstone was tepid, it was on the fly. Like, he didn't even really put any kind of real thought into it. It was just kind of like, yeah, it was Tim and, you know, AJ were just kind of tepid about it. Like, you know, they just didn't want to ruffle any feathers. They didn't want to, you know, it was like they were walking on eggshells a little bit. They just didn't. Here's what the thing is. Here's what the whole deal is, bro. I felt the exact same way. So let me just go ahead and say it. I feel the exact same way. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, when Jamarl said that he was being tepid, what I got from it, I had to look up the word tepid because I don't really use that word, but I had the general concept in mind when I heard it. Yeah, I felt like he was just kind of like, they were just kind of like, you know, cautionary because they didn't have all the facts. That's the truth. They didn't have all the facts. Tim Black didn't have all the facts. That's all there was to it. And he said in the video that he didn't have all the facts. So I didn't have a problem with what with Tim and HA's their segment. I didn't have a problem with it at all. I thought it was great. I thought that they were approaching it smart. But you know, yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that Tim was a little tepid. I mean, and when I say that, I don't mean that in a negative. I don't think Jamarl meant it in a negative at all. I just thought that he meant what he said, you know, and he didn't even really put any much thought into it. So I understand. Well, I'm not going to say I totally understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm a baby YouTuber. I didn't put 4 years into this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've had a channel for a while, but I just started talking about politics and really getting into it, you know, recently. But I'm not going to pretend to know the whole story. I'm not going to pretend to totally understand everything that Tim Black was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Jamarl kind of went through it, and for the most part, I pretty much agree with his assessment of it. You know, the only thing I don't agree with him is that he said that he had no feelings. Jamarl, you had to have had some kind of feelings. I'm not saying that you're in your feelings like it's really breaking you up inside, but I mean, just to say that you're completely apathetic, it's just, if you were completely apathetic, you probably wouldn't have put multiple videos about the subject. At least, you know, would you put like 2 videos out on it? You know, so it would have been nothing for you. You would have been completely apathetic. Obviously, there were some kind of feelings there. And you said he was like your uncle. You don't call somebody like your uncle if there's no kind of feelings there, if there's no kind of admiration. So when he cut ties with you, I know it hurt, because it hurt me. It hurt me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only reason why I feel as though it's necessary to make this video, because I think it was an important depiction. And I think that we should, whoa, rewind, go back. Like I said, I completely respect Tim Black, and I would never try to say that, you know, I would never tell him what to do or anything like that. A friendly suggestion from a fellow YouTuber that's a baby, and it's not even a blip on the radar. So I'm not even gonna act like I'm too big on my britches or anything like that. But a friendly critique would be, Number one, I think as progressives, we should be progressive thinkers. We should be able to critique each other as well as other people, especially each other. Because, for instance, if I had something on my face, we were out, say me and you, whoever's watching me, we're out somewhere and I had like a booger in my nose and we're walking around, I'm with you. I'm your boy. Wouldn't you tell me that I had a booger in my nose? You know what I'm saying? Like if I was, let's say if I was a little drunk or if I was acting out and we went out to a bar or something, I started acting out and calling, you know, being loud and just being irresponsible, shoving people and stepping on toes. And wouldn't you tell me, hey, LB, you need to relax, man. You're kind of, you know, you're tripping. I think that's the exact same thing. And I honestly, Jamarl, I don't think he did anything wrong. Now, some of you like one of our favorite people out there that supports us, Pat Hacker. Pat Hacker, I know you think that Jamarl, I guess, kind of stepped out of place or whatever, or I just don't agree. I just don't agree. I think that us being progressives, we should be able to critique each other. And in Jamarl's defense and in his critique, he didn't even really critique hard. It was an off comment, just, it was not that big of a deal. It wasn't that big of a deal. I think Tim Black kind of took that comment the wrong way and then ran with all the other emotions with everything else that was going on. But I think that it was unfair of Tim Black to put that much emotion towards Jamarl in that context. No pun intended. I think that it was just a little overblown, Uncle Tim, just a little overblown. Not your emotions regarding everything with, you know, Ben Dixon and all that, and Caitlin Johnstone and all that shit. I don't know the whole story and who was tweeting you and all that stuff. I don't know anything about that. All I'm talking about is how you incorporated all of that emotion and anger and then kind of directed it towards Jamarl. It was, it kind of hurt, man. It hurt me, just like knowing, just watching you guys and, you know, being a fan of both of you guys and seeing how it all went down. It hurt me. It was like, oh man, like, come on, man. Like, Tim, you didn't have to cut ties like that. Now, I don't know if you messaged him. I don't know if, you know, if there was a private conversation that was had. I'm only judging from what I've seen. So, you know, you can judge me if you want to. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, as progressives or as people in general, I feel as though it's important that we critique each other, not maliciously, but respectively critique. Somebody please respectively critique. I get critiques all the time, and you know, sometimes we do feel a certain way about it, but I have to just stop and think and remember, like, look, they're just giving a critique. How many comments of praise do I receive? I get all kind of great comments, you know, positive comments and reassuring and motivational. You know what I'm saying? But when you do get so many positivity or so many positive comments, you do kind of forget that there's some critiques that should be made as well, so you don't get too, you know, too above yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. To wrap this up, I really wanted to explain my feelings because I really didn't write too much as far as comments and how I felt about the situation. But just to wrap it up, I think Uncle Tim, I think that he shouldn't have directed that much negative energy towards Jamarl in that context. I don't think he meant to, but I honestly think that that tepid comment really did affect him in a way that I don't think it should have affected him. Now, I'm not, again, maybe that's not fair for me to say how he should feel when he hears a certain thing. Again, I could be totally full of shit, but I just don't feel as though it was fair for that to be directed at Jamarl in such a manner. You know, with that being said, I still love Tim Black. I will never stop supporting Tim Black, short of him beating up an old lady or doing something crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to stop supporting Tim Black just because he had a moment that I disagree with, probably about 10, 15, 20%. I agree with most of his rant. I give him praise on that rant. I give him praise for standing up for his values and what he believes in. You know what I'm saying? He said, fuck Ben Dixon. Fuck history. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was just that one part that I was like, fuck, Tim. Like, God, man. Like, not Jamarl. Not Jamarl. He didn't really deserve that. He didn't deserve that. So with that being said, you know, I still love Tim, I still love Jamarl H, I love all of them, you know what I'm saying? I support Caitlin Johnstone. I think that this whole situation was way overblown. I think that, you know, it's still being overplayed while all these stupid ass articles that are being put out against Caitlin Johnstone. And I don't know, man, I just really hope that Tim and Jamarl come to some kind of agreement. I don't know if it's necessary that Jamarl come back to the Tim Black show after everything that's already happened, but I do think it's important that they come to peace. You know, I'm not saying that there's any kind of negativity or any kind of harsh feelings between them. Maybe there are still, I don't know. I just hope that they're able to work together in the future, and I hope that this is just something that they brush under the rug and be like, you know what, it was nothing, you know, like, it's not that serious. You know, honestly, I hope that Tim apologizes to Jamarl for the way he came across. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, and maybe that's none of my fucking business, whatever. I'm just being a witness, so if I can have your forgiveness. With all that being said, people, I just wanted to give my 2 cents, that's all. That's all. I just really, you notice this video was kind of long because I had a lot of feelings about it, and like I said, it just kind of hurt. It was like, oh, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, true progressive people, true progressive thinkers, the real spitters, the truth tellers, they got to stick together. They got to stick together, you know what I'm saying? And when we stick together, it's important. It's very important that we're able to critique each other and have real discussions. If I ever say something that's out of line, please let me know. And I'm going to do my best not to try to, even if I do take it some kind of way, I'm going to rethink about it and be like, look, they're just critiquing me. And we can discuss it. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm ever tripping, let me know that I'm tripping. Don't ever be afraid to call somebody out, even if you love them, especially if you love them. Why? Because you love them. That's why you do it. You don't want to see them go down a road that's, you know, that's void of you letting them know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If you love somebody, you will let them know what's going on about themselves so they're able to live a more positive, constructive life. If you understand what I mean. I'm kind of rambling now, but with all that being said, you guys, love, truly love one another. Peace and chicken grease. Until next time, follow me on all social media if you want to. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let this be, I don't know, the video for you guys to kind of reevaluate that whole situation. And let me know what you guys think. I'm not trying to kick a dead horse over here or anything like that. I'm just getting out my feelings about the matter. And you guys might still have feelings about it too. So go ahead and drop them in the comment section. And I'll see you guys later.